The Spiral, Chapter 32, The Meeting of Elders. Elder Toru was there waiting for Rash the light bearer and Bata Ael to return. With him was a group of people with knowledge of ancient scripts and also people who had worked with wolf slayers. But he had also invited Bata Ael's father, for too much was at stake here. Bata Ael's father, with great reluctance, agreed to come secretly to the meeting, but with the intention to politely abstain from all decisions. Bata Ael's father came also because he wanted to tell his son of how proud he was of him. Feeling ashamed by his own decision not to be a wolf slayer, he nevertheless quietly encouraged his son and prayed for his safe return. The night he proposed to his wife was the same night she turned away from him if he did not agree to not ever be a wolf slayer. Although in great anguish, he agreed. Ever since then, he left his father's jacket with Elder Toro, for he feared his wife would destroy it totally. Once, Bata Ael's father asked his wife why she was so adamant in making him quit. She only hinted that a wolf slayer had injured her and her family. Any further probing bore no fruit. They greeted one another with the villagers' greeting as they convened in Elder Toro's house. Their cheerfulness belied the sense of anticipation about the serious nature of the mission they would be discussing. Elder Toro greeted all again, and in unison they voiced a prayer to the Veiled One. The light bearer stood in silence, for here was an ancient rite that had in itself prophesied about their people. In this simple solemn act, they reenacted what their ancestors did with the Veiled One. Out of this bond came the songs and customs. It crept into their dressing, into their speech, into their interpretation of dreams and events, and even right into the way they conducted nuptials and the way they raised their children. Tobara began a song while the rest listened. His strong voice brought forth the song which warmed the hearts, and it exhilarated and inspired as it raised up an awe in their senses for the Veiled One. Even Rush was compelled to gaze inwardly at the Veiled One. In his heart nestled the light seed that could kill the beast. Lightbearer saw a battle between him and the beast. The beast came in disguise as a woman, and with one violent gesture, she raised her hand to strike at him. There was no hesitance in her move, and she moved forward so swiftly. She was beautiful, but her eyes reflected the blazing embers of hatred. This was the one that had led many to do evil and to destroy others. Just at the moment her hand lifted and moved down to strike him, the light seed came forth and stopped her. Its light became the barrier between him and her. In that instant, she left. The song stopped, and Elder Toro nudged him. Just as he opened his eyes, he spied Ira on one side of the room. But he also noticed Bata Ael's eyes on her as well. Elder Toro whispered to someone, and soon Ira left the hall. Rush invited Bata Ael to tell the villagers about the victory over the wolves. Everyone clapped and congratulated Bata Ael. Then Rush brought up the next issue, which was about the wolves coming so close to the village. A hush was the response. A ripple of fear went round the group. Rush explained that a shift of power had occurred at the labyrinth. Those with knowledge of ancient scripts nodded knowingly, but refrained from commenting. The matter was too dire for just plain discussion. They only wanted to hear of the plan to thwart it. What more of those with experience of wolf slayers? This was something bigger. Bata Ael's father senses tingled and his stomach churned as he listened. His father had told him of such a future event. His father had told him lives would be lost in this necessary battle. Bata Ael's father knew the time had come when he had to break his vow, and even if his wife left him, he would have to join in this battle. It was not only this village, but other villages and towns would either be destroyed or be consumed by the mist. Generations of children would be destroyed, or they would lose their identity or become three headed monsters.